Hi, I'm Bear Free Face, and this is a YouTube tutorial video for people who aren't a big fan of YouTube tutorial videos, which essentially means I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible while giving you all the information you need and without too much extra nonsense. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be making custom eye colors for The Sims 4. Now, you can either make default replacement eyes, or you can make non-default eyes. I'm only going to go over every step of how to make the non-default eyes because one, they're more popular, and two, honestly the process is pretty much the same for the default replacement eyes. There's only a couple different selections that you have to make. So I will mention those as we go so that if you want to create the default replacement eyes, you can. But we're going to be doing this in The Sims 4 Studio. So if you don't have that program, you're going to want to download and install it. I will provide a link underneath this video so you can grab that. I'm not going to walk you through how to install that program because, well, let's be fair, we all know how to install a program. So moving along, once you get The Sims 4 Studio loaded up, you're going to want to go under CAS. And if you were to create a default replacement set, you would hit override, so that way you can override the base colors. But since we're just going to create additional colors as non-default, you're going to want to select the Add CAS Part Swatch. So for the next step, you want to click CAS, and then under Part Type, you're going to want to find Eye Color. Okay. So if you were creating the default replacement eyes, you would want to highlight and select all of these colors so you could individually replace them one by one. Since we're just creating additional colors, I'm just going to pick one at random and we're going to hit next. Okay, so this is where it's going to prompt you to save your new package file, and you're going to want to save those under your mods. It's a good idea to make a separate file just so you can have those organized. I made a CCI file. And for this purpose, we're just going to label this as test. And I'm going to hit save. Okay, so this will bring you to your next screen. You can use your middle mouse button to move it up and down, scroll in, rotate with your right mouse button. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is grab that texture so that you know what you're working with. So since we're already under diffuse, you're going to want to hit export. So it'll give you a copy of that texture file and just save it wherever is most convenient for you. I just saved it to my desktop and labeled it as 1. So hit save. I'm just going to exit out of this. And then you're going to want to pull it up in whatever program you use. I use Photopea, and I will link that underneath the video too if anybody wants to use it. As you can see, that texture is super tiny. But you can zoom in, edit it all you want, and once you're finished, just save it. I would say export it as a .png file for your image. Save it where it's convenient for you. And then you'll go back to this screen again. And this is where you're going to want to change the color. So under diffuse, you would hit import, and that's where you would go and find the texture you created. So I already have one pre-saved. So I'm just going to load up my custom eye color. And you would want to change your swatch thumbnail so that it's recognizable in the game. Close enough. Okay. So a lot of videos that I saw and went through pretty much said that you're done here, but since the game has added a shine to the eyes that I'm not fond of, there is a separate small tutorial where you can remove that shine. And really it just involves you going into specular and putting in a different texture here. So that is going to be linked underneath the video as well. And that'll just link you to this page. It's a very short tutorial, but I'm going to include the direct download link because all you need is the file from there. And the file you're going to get, I just saved it under the same area. It's just spec blank images. And we're just going to be using this spec blank. It's just a giant rectangle. So under specular, after you get that file downloaded, I would just hit make blank and import and go grab that spec underscore blank. Okay. And then after that, if you wanted to add more colors, you can just hit add swatch, add all the colors you want. I'm not going to, because this is just a demonstration. Okay, but then you can hit save. Okay, and that's honestly pretty much it. So let's check in the game to make sure that this works. So I'm going to load up Sims 4. Okay, so I got the game loaded up. And as you can see, this is the nonsense shine that I was talking about. And that would have shown up on our custom eye color. But since we did that little extra step, no shine. Okay. And as you can see, it's got that little wrench there to show that it's a custom eye color. And you can add as many of those as you want. And it didn't replace any of the base colors. Okay. So that's it for that. Now, if you were working on this, and let's say you wanted to add more later, you could always go under My Projects, and you could select either it'll list it here. If you move the file, you can just click the My Projects. If you can't, click it there. If that link doesn't work anymore, just hit My Projects, and you can go back under your mods, back in here, load up that test or what have you, whatever you labeled it, and you can always add to it later and adjust the file. And that's kind of it. That's all you need. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward after you get the texture all done. So forget about liking or subscribing to this because I'm not an active YouTube user, but if this helps you, then by all means link it to somebody else, and happy simming. Thanks for watching.